You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin with friend of the show, Brad Rambur, cybersecurity expert.
I thought I was the 8th cast member.
And musician. You are the 8th. You're like the 2nd.
Okay, I'm good.
We love having you on, and we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month and tips and tricks for kids who might be suffering with social media. And I want to talk about one thing too. When they're really young, I remember I was monitoring their social media and really looking at reading their DMs and kind of really being involved. And then at a certain point, they get a little bit older and it became a little bit like I was, going against their privacy. So I stopped doing that. But one of the things I was reading was to really pay attention to their nonverbal cues.
Yeah, it's huge.
Okay, so talk to us about this.
Well, like most communication is nonverbal. So you got to be conversant in what those things might or might not look like. The way we work on it at home is I keep an eye on mood. So if your kid needs to be up in their room quietly doing their homework, but they need their device to do the homework, are they actually doing their homework, or are they YouTubing themselves into a stupor? Whatever that is. So that's a tough one without barging in the door and going, what are you looking at, or monitoring electronically. But there are some other sides of this where, my wife is a very organized and very studious person, and so luckily my kids got that, and I did not give that to them.
Okay.
So, but what I have to watch is, are you constantly fiddling around with your phone? Like I've got one that wants to talk to his girlfriend. I'm like,
while they're studying, right?
Well, yeah, you say you're studying, but what are you up to? Hey, look, off the electronics at 9 p.m. You need to sleep. You need 8 or 9 hours of sleep at your age, unless you want to wind up being under tall like Dad. So I throw a little twist in there, and so but if I hear the voices, I'm like, okay, you're done, knock it off, and I got to say that repeatedly. So for me, the big thing is looking at mood. What mood are you in? I've got one who is hyper studious. He's ace in grades, but he's doing homework at 11:30 at night. I'm like, you gotta sleep if you expect to actually hear what the teacher says tomorrow.
Right.
So how do we organize for this? Is the device helping you? Is it a helpful distraction when you need to relax, or is it an unhelpful distraction? So there's the...
And also when they're actually on the device, are they laughing, are they smiling, or are they frowning, fidgeting, upset? What are their feelings when they're internalizing what they're seeing? So that is something parents can look out for. That's important.
The big one for me is what we're working on is what is entertainment and what is education. Because you can use the weapon the device for something else. You weaponize it against yourself. Are you distracting yourself instead of doing what you need to do with it?
Yes.
That's a big one. What does that do
all of
to the
us.
mood?
I find myself getting distracted, and since I'm on my phone for work all the time, and I have to check Instagram or I have to check Facebook for something, I'm researching people for the show. And I go on and I check it out, but then I see something else and I'm like, oh, squirrel, and I go. Yeah, it's not good.
What does them being on the device do to your mood is the other question you need to ask.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Triggering. Okay, I want to talk about what we mentioned briefly is this France is cracking down on the influencer industry.
Yeah.
And, I remember back in early, 2010, 11, 12, when the FCC came out and said that influencers need to put in their social media caption or in their blog post, this is sponsored, this is an ad, #ad, or something. You had to make it very blatant that you were being paid to promote a product. However, people are a little wishy-washy about that. They're not necessarily as open about it. But now France is like, okay, this is a $70 billion industry, or will be, they're projecting, by 2029. And it's hundreds of millions in France. So they are cracking down. So talk to us about this.
When I read all of those things, I went, yep, got it, smart, looking ahead. And the Europeans are good with data privacy and those sorts of laws and regulations generally, right? So I think it's kind of coming from that area. For me, what really comes forth is, okay, this is a business. What are you doing? You're transacting. So there are these ethics in transaction, right? So why is the stock market the most regulated industry on the planet? And why is technology the least? All right, so because it involves money and people can be scammed out of their money. So really influencers are selling things. What are they selling? Are they selling stories? They're selling concepts? They're selling products? They're selling, I mean, an endorsement, right? So there's this whole notion of what the economic models are around that. And I think that the French are looking to codify that so people aren't just lying through their teeth to make a buck.
Yeah, they're going to have some legislature to say what they can and cannot promote.
Yep.
And there's scandals because people are, they had some influencers, I think, promoting Bitcoin or some sort of
it was interesting.
cryptocurrency.
Crypto, plastic surgery, other questionable investments, I think, came up on the list.
And so then people are suing because they're like, hey, wait a minute, you told me and then I lost all this money. And, it's a tricky world.
You know what was trippy about it is they want to regulate the notification if an image has been altered. The medical community has a phrase for this, and especially those in plastics. It's called Snapchat dysmorphia.
Oh, yes.
Ever heard of this?
This is another huge thing because these influencers come up. This actually reminds me of the whole Martha Stewart cover of Sports Illustrated, which is a whole other topic. Because I got to tell you, I'm not happy about it. I know most women are like, yay, go. But I'm like, she's all fake. She's got all this money to make her face look like she's 40. She's not. She's 80, look like an 80-year-old. But that's enough of my soapbox. Okay. Okay, wait. I got some tech yes or tech no questions for you real fast. I know the answer to this, but I'm just going to tell you. Should I send personal information, like contact information, via DM and Instagram or private message to another party?
You put it on the internet, it's there forever.
Even in DM?
Yeah. Some company has that data. They want it so they can sell you stuff.
Okay.
By using it. Yeah.
So I may or may not have done this recently.
Okay.
Because a PR company for SmartList, my favorite podcast, messaged me and wanted my address to send me a gift bag, a swag bag. Speaking of influencers, I think I'm an influencer again. They want me to talk about SmartList, which I didn't even know. I talk about it anyway.
Why don't you send that to the studio here?
Because we're moving and I didn't know what address to send it to.
You could send it to the new studio.
Oh my God. But I did my due diligence on their page and I went to it and I made sure they really are who they say they are.
Okay.
But now they can, whatever. Anyway, the last one really fast. Should I use apps like Mint to do budgets? Tech yes or tech no?
I would advise against it.
Okay.
Aggregating your data and you're sharing credentials with your bank.
Yep.
Your banking information so
and
they
your
can collect
spending
that
habits
on your behalf.
And everything.
Well, sure.
Right?
That is all demographic information that can be used to market to you.
Okay, so tech no. We love having you on. Tech no.
You did that
when
perfectly.
we move studios, are we going to have a new theme song? Get to writing.
You know what? Let's get. I know. I'll get
to writing. We need a new theme song. Okay. Thank you for joining us here on America Trends. We're here every night of the week on BizTV. We'll be coming to you from a different studio real soon, but we'll still be here, America Trends. We'll see you again next time.